Well, thank you so much for being here today with me. I'm going to explain to you my personality, which is INFP to W3. And basically, I'm just going to tell you how it is to be an INFP to W3. Very, very specific typing of my personality. Okay, I will just tell you the story of how I got into personality typing and how I actually made a conclusion about what my personality is, how I resonated with both my MBTI and my Enneagram and stuff like that. And so I will just tell you about how I discovered my MBTI first. It's the first thing I discovered between the two, Enneagram and MBTI. I got into MBTI first, and then I discovered my Enneagram. MBTI I felt more relevant at the initial, my initial soul searching. I could say it's a soul searching, possibly. I am really into psychology ever since I was young. I have like two nurse sisters at the moment. They study medicine, they studied nursing, and well, I just go over their books, or I went over their books when I was younger, and I always go to the section psychology, the most interesting part. Whenever I read those books they have for school, and I always am drawn to psychology, reading people motivation, because motivation, mostly, yeah. And yeah, so I knew like Maslow long before, like even when I was young, really young. I know who else? Yeah, you know those, not philosophers but psychologists, but Freud, Maslow, stuff like people like that. And then what else? Yeah, so I love psychology. I really do. I know defense mechanisms and stuff like that. I know those things. Okay, and then I started like taking personality tests because I felt the need for it, especially to find myself during my teen years, that time period. Like that's the time I just wanted to know myself better, and I know that people are unique, and I love people. You know why, if you know, if you actually understand, like if you're an MBTI, you will understand why I love people so much. I love this, it's like, I love people, and I love understanding people, but not like how much I understand myself, like I want to understand myself really. I can say the reason why I went to possibly because I don't know, like INFPs are really interesting. I think I'm very interesting. I mean, people are interesting, everyone, but the fact that I am an individual and I am the closest to myself, I think, then that makes me just like, who knows me too much. Like, I really know, I really should know this, but I really know how weird I am, how powerful my personality is on the inside, like possibly INFPs are like this. I really did not know it as much as I want people to validate that, you know, I just don't want to, what do you call this? I just don't want to say it. You know, it's like, to say it for myself, like, of course I know myself, but like, for me to say it, it's just really kind of narcissistic, and I don't just wanted that he knows. Now that I'm adult, I could say I am actually a really colorful person. I have so many things, so much creativity actually, and I think I'm really interesting. So I just wanted to start vlogging now and show people like my world, like the actual world, like like the beautiful things I have in mind. That's why it keeps me entertained. Like I could say I have been my own entertainment for periods of time, but like I still get super lonely and I know I'm doing a phone, and it's like imagine like having a joke and having no one to tell it to. It's just this thing like even the funniest person in the whole world, you know, just humans are designed for a union. Humans are designed for relationships, for love. It's really cliche. The most cliche part is my personality is actually something I think is really equipped to say those things. Or I could say that it's really my responsibility to advocate about things like relationships, things like unions, stuff like that. Because yeah, an Enneagram too. But we're not gonna talk about that first. We're gonna talk about how I have learned about my MBTI, which is INFP. I am an INFP, and I learned about. I discovered I'm an INFP. I was into psychology, right? I was into personality stuff. I learned about soul types. What else? I don't know. I got like soul types, 7 soul types. And I don't know if people actually know those things. No? That's another concept. I'm not gonna talk about it. I know temperaments, 4 temperaments. I'm not gonna go over it as well. But if you're familiar, then you're familiar. And then other thing, really. And then I searched out personality stuff. And then I first bumped into this somewhere in this. There's a Carl Jung test that it wasn't called MBTI back then. We're just that by just talking about Carl Jung, but not like MBTI Myers-Briggs. So Carl Jung was the psychologist that was like showcased in that site, I think. Yeah. And so I tested ENFJ. It's ENFJ, and I didn't. The design of this website is really boring. I can say that it was too boring for me. It was like cold black, I think. And then at the end, they show you 4 letters, and I have like ENFJ, and I just didn't read much about those 4 letters. I was like, okay, I am ENFJ, maybe first names. I'm not so sure about that. It was like my first I remember. That's my first result. Okay. Sorry, I've been living in like Philippines for about 6 months. I mean, coming from the West, and I think I just love speaking Tagalog so much that I just I forgot about English, so bear with me for my lagging at the moment. So yeah, that's what happened. So I got ENFJ first, and then the reason why I probably got that result is that because I am through W3, and I think that is not coming out anyway. That made the best of that result for me, but it's not. I'm like not an extrovert. If you know me in younger years, you would definitely 100% certain. You would be certain that I'm an introvert because again, and yeah. So I was a really quiet kid, and yeah, and okay. So now the first time I learned about me being an INFP, it's a really wonderful story because I did not take a test, okay? I Yeah, I took a test when it taught me INFJ, but the way I got certain about me being an INFP is not through the test. I completely forgot about that Carlin test, which gave me 4 letters. I completely forgot about it. Like, it's a boring test. I don't understand anything. It just didn't give me any explanation for like the archetypal description of like what I am. And if that I'm an ENFJ, possibly talk about like just really basic traits of really basic traits about ENFJs, and I did not think it like really, when something resonates with me, I'm like super hyper. But I wasn't at that time, so I really kind of disregarded that test, and I went on living my life, and living my life simply like blissful ignorance. I knew that like, well, I could just live my life not knowing myself too much, because that's don't give me satisfaction. I would have possibly become Myers-Briggs myself, like build up my need for help as well, because like how much I am needing this stuff, and my desire for this type is so huge that I could possibly be Myers-Briggs if Myers-Briggs hasn't done their stuff yet, or their stuff yet. If they haven't done it yet, I could have been them. That's what I'm saying, because it's just how much I have this knack for understanding. And on a deep level, like people just think they know themselves, and like many people just don't seem to need as much understanding as I do. Like they could live their lives and like not fully understanding anything. Like people just like they don't need it. Like why do you why do you need so much knowledge about yourself? Just get it done. Like get stuff done. You don't have to know this. I'm not that person. I'm not just like just do it. Work. Study, work, just get stuff done, have family, and like that. I'm like, no, I'm gonna question everything, even myself, even your personality, and the name. Okay, that's just how I am regards to this. How to really figure that out, to go about like the magical part of the life, actually discover it. Yeah, okay. So, I actually searched up. I typed in dreamy personality. If that thing exists. I really resonated with the word dreamy when I heard it. I was like, there's possibly a dream personality. It really resonated. There could possibly be a dream personality, because it's not really unique about it. I look around me, I feel like I'm such an alien. People around me are really, people around me are as ideas like aliens. People around me. I'm gonna get out. I don't think I wanted to be special or something. I think the case is really outdated about like specialty and my uniqueness, because I felt weird during my teenage years. I felt magical, weird, but I felt magical. Like, possibly be a reason why I'm weird. It could possibly be people from my soul. Could possibly something I could fit in, something a mold I could fit in, some support possibly. But didn't really relate on how magical I've been, but at the same time very really. I was like, I possibly need like even dead people. I draw inspiration from them on how unique they are, how they survive the art, the art scene. Person they are, how they survive in this really harsh, practical, boring world. There, I said it. People around me just know what to do, and they're like, but it's not magical. I was like, I only know magic. I can be practical, and I prioritize the magic more. Sorry. It sounds so awful. But I don't know how to explain it better. But yeah. So there could possibly be a certain group of individuals with the same magic as I have. That sounds so creepy. But like people, other types are magical on their own way. Okay, but like I'm a priest, bro. So like, oh yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm so you know what to try as a person about those things. Like the inner me is really arrogant. But like I'm timid on my facade because I wanted to be polite. And I'm really cocky. But to be honest, at the same time, like can't conceal my cockiness. But at the same time, you know, I still have weakness. I'm very aware of it. Like when it comes to my strength, well, I have to grab it or else. Like who else would like advocate for myself? Right? So, okay, so what are we talking about? Okay, so yeah, I type in dreamy personality. That exists. And yep, it does. It actually, boom, the magical world of MBTI opened before my eyes. I finally encountered this 16 personalities website, and it gave me the ropes. Okay, so I know 16 personalities website has been backlashed for a really it's been backlashed. Okay, after a time of after its glory days or glory era, after its glory era, 16 personalities have been backlashed. We all know that, and they said that it's very simplistic. I don't know that exact 16 personalities have. I believe it's regarding, I don't know. I mean, here's my take on this personalities. I think that 16 personalities has been such a good website to promote MBTI because it's really simple. So this is really simple. It is, as I said, the globe of MBTI. And it's kind of, yeah, I think it's perfect. Bachelor's I think 16 personalities is still good. It's still good. It's really good initial introduction to MBTI. Yeah. And then okay, I understand the criticism, but the TB site is not accurate as it should be. Even the reason why I'm this enthusiastic is because I did not rely on the test. I simply knew myself before I actually tested myself. Like I tested really early in the first month. After that, I finally was making the word dreaming, and then I searched up, and then boom, the dream personality. Back then, I guess 2015 or 14, you would really get to the MBTI website. So yeah, I still searched that out. So it's not like I tested or anything. It's just I know who I was, and then I searched further about what I was. I realized I'm an INFP. I fully resonated with that. I felt like I was really a textbook INFP, that I could start a YouTube channel and represent INFP on the most textbook kind of way, because I felt I resonated with INFP. I got obsessed with MBTI, obsessed with MBTI, and I was waving my INFP banner really strongly because INFP bashing wasn't a thing back then. We're all like peacefully living and peacefully appreciating ourselves and how we interact with others. At that time, I think I should have been in the internet. I was too young and really scared what could be out here. and opposed to I couldn't compete with technological advancements. I was not rich, and I didn't even afford a clear camera, film camera, so I can join YouTube. And besides that, I was, it wasn't a thing back then. I'm not like shy or anything, but like those reactions could have made me shy. Like, it's not a thing yet. Like, if you're gonna be in the limelight and a lot of people, it's gonna be so fun. Because it wasn't like, talking wasn't like such of a normal thing. It's, I don't know. Yeah, whatever. So, at least I just joined YouTube now. Here I'm telling you guys about my personality. Yeah, I really, what else can I say about me? First, I am a writer. I think my mom being an INFP herself, I think she is. Made it better for myself, for my admitting that I'm an INFP. Like, me being confident in being an INFP. She's a writer herself. I think she's gonna connect with herself. She's very she's very calm and gentle towards me, I guess. At least she was gentle towards me and my upbringing, and like her being appreciative of literature when she's an English teacher. I think she's really INFP because she's a writer, expresses herself brilliantly through writing, and I inherited that legacy. And that is still INFP. And so I think my mom is an INFP as well as myself. And I think I can say I'm an abstract thinker, I guess. I love structure, but naturally, I think my mind works in, I'm also a thinker, and I think just the way I think will tell so much about what you think. Yeah. Because I just let it flow. I think I am really slowly. Just that situation flows out there. Whereas I want to chill with my living face. My knees here. When you see an INFP, you feel calm. So when you see an INFP, you feel calm. That's the stereotype. That's the stereotypes, and I love being an INFP stereotype. Because it's really feminist, I think. That's like that. What else? I love being an INFP. Mysterious. I feel like I represent INFP in a really, I don't know, I think I could represent INFP in a real cool manner. All the layers of INFP. Okay, so I'm really an artsy person. People mistake INFJ and INFP, but I'm an INFP better. INFJs, I think I know so much INFJs that I don't struggle with distinguishing INFPs and INFJs, but I didn't have any struggle distinguishing if I am an INFP or not an INFJ. Because I think my personality is just really I think the personality is just really I cannot find a word. During that time, I think my personality was really saturated. I don't even know why I use that word. It's very definite at that moment, I guess. I could say my personality is very definite, and I could say that it is because of the help of my mom. My mom might not know it right now, but she helped me in a way that she's an INFP herself, and she's quite very, I could say she knows herself so much that she doesn't really, she doesn't care in a good way about how different she is, and she knows exactly how different she is with other human beings. Like, she knows her intelligence, she knows her INFPness, and she might deny that she's an INFP, and she probably looks on that, and they got her different results. I could say she's an INFP. At least during, in my younger years, being an English teacher, her stuff is very INFP. INFPs know who INFPs are. It's very idealistic, very much into the finer things in life. Not really finer things in life, but like really much into like what life is, stuff like that. Not so much about practicality, not so much about like really life. The chill life, like, I don't know, before it was like self-explanatory about what INFP is, what INFP is not, but now it's like, I don't know. INFPs have become insecure over the years because, I think it's a huge deal to be like the personality who is about, I think I could say that it's what we are about is really super important. It's like the heart of the humanity, the heart of the humanity. Like, insert C.S. Lewis quotes about like that quote about like that quote about well, C.S. Lewis is an INFP, and it's really iconic. His quote about like friendships, art is not like something that would like help you live or something like that. Insert quote here. Yeah. So basically that quote it gives you like the entrance word for like the real worth of stuff that's doing. It's not a big thing, like what INFPs are about. Right? People could envy that. Like, something really huge, I could say. So if we are the ones who are like all about those stuff, the existential stuff, and that we kind of code that it is really essential. And like bigger underlines, I could say. I'm just real talking on you. Don't envy us too much. But everyone is important in their own way. It's just I have to feel special. I mean, like, it's not really that much unique to us, but like, I mean, if you're the one to represent both this, insert Robin Williams quote here as well, and then with society, I think that's the movie, insert a quote in the part. If you're gonna be about all of the stuff, like, you want someone who's like, you're like the heart of the community or something. It's really special. So like, it can be too much for others to handle. Like, how dare this guy be, even if they're so incompetent in a lot of things, they're still really passionate. I think there's been a lot of haters because of just how they are, how we are actually. I mean, it's not really the personality test fault, but it's just that defines it. I mean, it's not like we're the only ones who handle those stuff. We're just more inclined towards art stuff or life stuff. The thing we really call is life. We're the ones who open up for like break people. Like, get to the people about what they really want in life. Like, we're the ones who do that. INFPs, we're the ones who steer people up on what their passions are. Like, we're not just here to just do mundane stuff. Not just here to just breathe, eat, drink, stuff. We have a purpose. And that's what INFPs are about. Like, we share up the INFJs, and we have to get INFP people, But bro, that's what we are about. That's what we do. And we are just as essential ESTJs, so ESTJs, they're people up in a different way too. We need you guys. We also need you. I can't live my weak INFP. Can't live without practical people as well. And I can say that, what I want to say is that just because you're like in that practical group, doesn't mean do not like, you just join us in a part of stuff. You couldn't have that intrinsic work or something. Like, you couldn't, it's not like you don't have that in you. We are just willing to stare at that kind of we do, but you are just as efficient as you can be as an INFP. We're just more inclined to do this stuff. We're just more inclined to just engage people in this stuff. But you also are upheld in the purpose of us and our glory in humanity's story. Having art, having culture, having love, growth, life, stuff. And usually someone like to we see that anyone beside as well. You know, show the like us in this way. Like, doesn't mean I am forever useless. I didn't do practical stuff just because I'm an INFP. I know it's just who are artsy people who have learned their authority in the art world. You guys are so free. Come over. Just feel free to be badass, practical as an ESTJ could be, or as an ESTJ are. They already are default and stuff, and as we are see it's their default, my default. It's nice to be. Basically, I just love being an extra. But doesn't mean I don't strive to be like other types of ability chameleon. You know, like there's million stretch it in because like INFPs who can haters, like not all INFPs are emo and stuff like that. That's just become the stereotype that dragged me. I felt like I should have represented INFP long before because they're not emos and be cool INFPs and stuff. I mean, it has become cool to be emo INFP. And because we have so many INFPs that for a long period of time, that it's kind of impossible to not feel emo. You wanted to label yourself as INFP because like it's just normal. So like I could be emo and stuff like that, but I appreciate emotions so much. Like I love the fact that we're so many represent emotional stuff. People even like negative emotions. So people see us as someone who could who's like brave enough to just express those stuff, right? For awareness, for the people's awareness that we should not be afraid of these negative emotions and stuff like that. But wait a minute. We're more than that. We're not just dark clouds here. We're full of inspiration, full of moments. There's just other shades, and this really difficult. I was like, so yeah, humanity is really wonderful, humble, and just like there's a new kind of thing, just really already colorful in and of ourselves. Hate stroking with people with much so yeah, I just really love what else is there to say about INFPs. We're very self-explanatory. When they see an INFP with more under INFP and they're gonna talk about art, they're gonna talk about life, they're gonna talk about their interests, what they think of life is. They're gonna talk about writing, they're gonna talk about expressing themselves, they're gonna talk about being helpful to others, they're gonna talk about being kind, they're gonna talk about fun, they're gonna talk about funny stuff, they're gonna talk about children, I don't know. But just INFP, so let's just move on now. But INFPs are gonna talk about nerdy stuff as well. And weird stuff. Okay. Alrighty. Now we're done with the INFP topic. Currently INFP. I think we're not done yet. We're gonna talk about like how I interact with people as an INFP. Yeah. How I navigate life. I like, let's just finish it up. Let's just talk about me being a 2. Let's just talk about me being a 2 W3. And me being a 2 W3 is wild. Still. I think I have a perfect balance. I just think of it. Because I think I have a perfect balance when it comes to my MBTI and Enneagram. It can be conflicting a lot of times, but I learned to have these 2 aspects of myself work well. Okay, work in a really, really positive way for the benefit of all, for the benefit of me. First of all, I wanted to talk about how I discovered me being a 2 W3. Okay, so when I was younger, I was only concerned about my MBTI, but then when I got older, I started to think about my purpose, and I think Enneagram helped me more than MBTI. MBTI would tell you about how you are more to do certain stuff, right? Because of your default personality, that's very, yeah. I could say it talks about cognition, MBTI, how your brain works. How, for example, I'm an introvert, right? Well, I get stimulated by being alone rather than interacting with people. That's how I pick up information. I will pick up knowledge or concepts. I guess I do stuff on my own rather than socializing. I possibly observe. Okay, introversion is not mean you're shy. That's a different thing. I think they're shy extroverts, but since they need socializing more than introverts, they get to pass that, and they need to reduce their awkwardness, because that's how they pick up information, that's how they pick up energy. Being an extrovert. Introversion. This means I get drained by social interaction. I get more energy, isolating. Yeah. And then, so it talks about, MBTI talks about cognition, right? Maybe into it with abstract concepts, think about the meaning of stuff rather than think about the why things more than the how things, and that's just like sexy thing. Immediately figuring out how to live, like immediately. And not really necessarily thinking about like the concept and blah like that. They just want to do it, just do it. I think that's how interesting. Yeah, concerned about living, like keeping things in order and stuff like that. It's very sensitive thing. I get lost with like the how, not the house, but like I can say the house as well. It's more of like it's also like our concerns and things. I don't know how to explain vision that much, so let's just go over feeling and thinking. I'm more inclined towards like thinking about emotions. I could say we're analytical about emotions. I don't really know how much I could distinguish feeling and thinking. I think I have a strong amount of thinking because I think I'm smart, but I could say I'm very analytical about emotions. And then perceiving, I'm really a perceiver. I could say that like the big of 4 letters, I got the highest percentage in intuition too. And then perceiving the next one. I'm very envy, so I just don't understand this struggle with people who like struggling with being an INFP and an INFP. I think I have an INFJ tendency myself, but I'm really a flowy person, so I don't plan much. I mean, there are times I just want to be spontaneous. Like, it's not really spontaneous on my end because I think I still plan, or not plan, I don't plan really specific stuff, but more like just saw a meme. And it's about like examinations and how someone just gave a that you should familiarize rather than memorize. And I think that resonated. It's a funny meme actually. Developed meme, so I'm just gonna put it here and listen. Okay, so what I meant here is as an INFP, I familiarize more than just memorize stuff. Like I think I studied about some concepts, stuff like that. Really I get familiarized with all the basics of all the stuff. I could be creative about it. You know, I don't not to be. I don't know how to explain it there. It's like you know, creative is really important to me, and I think for me to be able to be creative, I had to actually build a structure. I had to, you know, this code, like know the rules, break them like an artist. That's me. I want to know the rules. Start to grasp it. Start to study music. If I'm studying music, which I don't have a time for it yet. If I'm studying music, I will learn all the ropes. And then now that I've learned all the technicalities, that's when I become spontaneous. I prefer spontaneity, but I have to learn all that. I'm very structured in my own time, but like slowly on the outside. That's how I want it to work. Okay. So I don't want to be rigid, like outside force, I guess, like the external. I wanted to be rigid on the inside, so I could I want to be so secure that I can be spontaneous and stuff. Yeah, that's me. And so let's just go over like being an Enneagram too. I didn't realize how important like the Enneagram, learning about the Enneagram is until I finally wanted to know about purpose. Like I wanted to be deep about my purpose and stuff like that. And Enneagram is the one to help me about it. It's a really fun study for me, Enneagram. In combination with it, and maybe I would check the deck as well, like recognition, how your brain works, how your deep works. But for me, Enneagram is about motivations, and it's about like more your purpose, where you're headed. And it's kind of strange at the beginning because I'm like, what is Enneagram mean? I could understand logically MBTI because it talks about like not logic, it talks about like your cognition, how your brain works. And it can be tested. The jury, it's still a jury, it's still being tested in my health, and it is resonating to a lot of people. So I think there's a huge chance that it's the thing. It can be scientifically proven and stuff like that because it's been tested. It's still being tested. But many people have resonated with it already, so like it can be verified. Yeah, hopefully that will make something. I think this donut is very vanilla. So great. Yes. It's so sweet. Let's just eat this orange while we talk about math. Let's just eat this orange while we talk further about maybe an BPW3. BPW3 is okay. So I understand that I'm a 2, and knowing I'm a 2 has made me emotional. I think most people who finally knew their Enneagram somehow made them emotional. Just I really think that an Enneagram is more like on the emotional side, like only that's more the mental side, right? But then when you get to experience understanding your Enneagram, it's just all about your soul, which is kind of awkward. Is that awkward? Kind of, yeah, I could say awkward, but there's a better word for it, I guess. But it's just, kind of awkward because, it made talking about your soul, like, people value mentality more than emotions, right? Thinkers enjoyed their glory for a long time, while feelers were left feeling downplayed about their purpose or their importance in the MBTI world for a long period. It was depressing. Like I started, even changing my personality. Maybe it can be a subconscious. Maybe I intentionally did in my subconscious because of how there's two things. I thought I was ENTP. I thought I became ENTP. Two things. The stereotype of INFPs being emo kids and being highly emotional has made me think I possibly am not an INFP because like most INFPs are like this and like that. But I've been, internet is like familiarized as being this emotional bunch of kids, like, and I'm like thinking about myself, and I'm like, it possibly became too unrelatable that I don't respect with that stereotype already and stuff like that. Also because I was like, my creativity at that moment was like losing. I was losing my creativity, and I thought I was becoming really INFP just because I was losing my artsiness, and I don't feel like experience the artsiness. And I felt like I was really more logical that time, that I could pick up a lot of ideas, but I could reduce it logically very weirdly at that time. And I thought I was funny. I couldn't really say I was insensitive. I could say I was just not sensitive, if that makes sense. So there was really a time where I felt like I became an ENTP. This is so good. Yeah. But then I gained myself, gained my real self back as I understood how me being a 2W3 and me being an INFP would lead me into misliking myself, and I felt more full when I understand how all these different aspects about my personality interacts within myself. It's not just about me being an INFP or me being a 2 or me being a 2W3. It's also about like the specifics, really the Enneagram tri-types. Me being 271 and then SP, SXSO. I've already known that when I was 16. I've known that, but I doubted it all over the years. Like after since I wasn't really acting upon like all those INFP, SP, SXSO, 2W3. I wasn't acting upon those typings or those assessments. Wasn't acting on how I should navigate the world to me being those type, that whole thing. And since I wasn't acting upon it, I was losing myself. I died emotionally. I died my purpose because I wasn't acting upon those stuff that I am about. I'm actually proud of. But since I wasn't acting upon it, I started doubting even my being an INFP. Like just because of the stereotypes other people have for INFPs stuff. I thought I couldn't possibly be an INFP anymore. I wasn't as emotional. I wasn't acting like the stereotype. And then I understood that the reason being for that is because the stereotype is more of a type 4 INFP. And if we're just gonna think about MBTI without regards to Enneagram, well, we would really be confused about, like, you know, our soul purpose and stuff like that. I think those two are partners. They should work with each other. They should, you know, they correlate to each other and they make up a person. Because MBTI talks about cognition and the other one talks about motivation, purpose. You couldn't just talk about the person being an INFP. You couldn't just talk about their purpose just for being an INFP, because people have different motivations. As for me, maybe they would just tell me INFPs are good at this, good at that. Well, we are. But what MBTI could tell me at that time period is how much I should be picking, how much I should be out there doing the dirty work of socializing, dirty works. I knew I could be. I knew somehow that I should be a hostess. You know, the W3 circle hosted. But if I'm just gonna look about how MBTI tells me who I am, it wouldn't tell me, well, you should go out here playing, because it will tell me, well, you're an introvert, you're drinking and stuff like that. It will tell me about, like, the truth about what I am cognitively. It wouldn't tell me, it wouldn't really validate my desires, my inner desires of how I actually want to be social. Despite me being an extrovert, I wanted to be out there, and that surprises a lot of people who knows that I'm an introvert, like, at the beginning. It will even surprise them how much I actually am a person that should be on camera, because Enneagram is the one who told me that about my desires. I've joined groups, FB groups, about being an Enneagram type 2, being the helper. I've analyzed how different 2W3s are with 2W1s, and how I gained the reason why I love performing compared to 2W1, I guess. Yeah, and Enneagram is the one who will actually make you understand about those things. Support groups I had from being a type 2 Enneagram, being in a type 2 group, FB group is one of the most woo-woo group ever with how much support we have for each other. We possibly are the ones who are, you know, type 2s and such a big group of people. Just want to hug every one of you. They made me, I love being a type 2 as much as I love being an INFP. I appreciate all Enneagram types. Type 2 is when you're, like, stable community. It's about, like, important stuff. It's not just, like, you know, they talk about life, I guess. Like, it is, like, really, you know, INFPs talk about, like, cars and stuff. Like, type 2s talk about, like, relationships, and I think that's just, like, part of what C.S. Lewis said, like, you know, friendships are, like, you know, and stuff like that. Yeah. So that's just something that overlaps with me being an INFP and being a type 2. And I'm all about community. And before I wasn't, like, I was thinking, well, I'm not that helpful of a person. But then I understand that, you know, that type 2 is more of, I was thinking of, like, I'm not really Mother Teresa, stuff like that, but then I understood that I am not the W1, I'm actually the W3, and the W3s are wanting to be cool, wanting to actually have their own limelight on them. They're not us. We can be, we're not as tough, I can say. really warm people, not engaging. But yeah, well, being a 2WG balances me. And then also I understood that reason being I actually thought I was being a INTP, possibly because I was like leaning towards my being a 7, type 7, and that is something indicative of something as well. So it's really specific knowing an enneagram stuff. Needing to settle one, me having one as well. It's really so evident in myself too. Sometimes I could look really like a 7, or sometimes I could really look like a 1. I could interpret, like, I don't know the terms exactly, but you know, all those numbers interact within you. Still resonates with me because I think I really have a balance as well in my personality in terms of like my trait type as well. And, like I prioritize being very, very humanly, but at the same time have inside of me it's like ego and super ego concept. I guess I could say that because I have like the ego balancing act of me being a 7 and being a 1. I have 2, being a type 2 first. I feel like I'm strongly a mediator between my other 2 personalities. See what I did there? It's a mediator. Kind of peace and mediator too. But I could say like the type 2 in me is like the mediator of the type 7 and the type 1 in me. Type 7 is like the id, very impulsive, very happy-go-lucky. The rebel super ego, like one inside of me that's just big, rigid and stuff like that. And me being an INFP, I have strong morals, and that's just really evidential in when I access type 1 in me. And then you know, INFPs can be really imaginative, as much as type 7s are, like NE verbal when I'm in my 7 mode. So I could say it's kind of, I did have a lot of conflict inside of me. But I learned to like work. I learned to have all of these parts of myself to work with each other. So now it's just more balanced now inside of me. Before I got really conflicted because it is conflicting to be an INFP and an enneagram 2 at the same time. It's like having a fight and then having a FP. It's like wanting to be FP, or you're being an introvert, honestly. I remembered being really envious about ENFJs. I know I was typed in ENFJs, an ENFJ person at the Chicago test, but I didn't feel it. I didn't feel it. I was extroverted at all. I wanted to be. Possibly that's the reason why I got the result, is because I was thinking about what I want to be. In that time, I wanted to be an expert. Interact with people. I think that's a desire for 2W3 to be presentable, to be attractive in a social manner. They're big girls. Yeah. 2W3 want to be presentable, attractive, and that's what I think of ENFJs. Like them, ENFJs are very glorified in my system or in my life especially before, because first off, my motivation is in ENFJ to be be like an ENFJ, like 2WG. To them, baby's motivation is like the social and stuff, right? So I kind of like wanted to be more engaging, as much as like ENFJs, I guess. And also them being like one of like my golden hair, like ENFJ is really in a higher pedestal when I was younger. But now they're just humans. I've moved on in a case. So yeah. Learn to really make it work for me. And being an SPSXS overlay explained a lot about like how I could like find stability inside of me. Like I know I'm not someone who should just has that someone who's just driven, to be as passionate as ex people are. I am more confident being secure first. I think people have that security instead of being a self-preservation dominant. Should I say dominant? Self-preservation and stack is the first. So even though I think I'm really a balanced person, because even though I have a 7 in me, I have a strong 7 in me, I'm a perseverer. I still value stability and stuff like that because of me being self-preservation dominant. I kind of relate to type 6, I guess, in terms of that. And then I relate to assertiveness in the way that leading as expected. Being least, having social as my last step. I think that is a struggle. That is the struggle that I have in like all of my personalities. I could say that is something I really mind. Because this is the whole thing. I'm really so blind, I guess. How to like navigate socially. I didn't understand how important it is to have like my purpose in a social way, like how I interact with others. I didn't understand how important it is until now, I guess. So now I just push myself to be more, to interact more socially, to understand my purpose in a social way. Because that will eventually motivate, will eventually help the individual how I should utilize my purpose, interact with people, be there and play along my role, actually be there and just play my role in this society, because it will help me personally. It's actually connecting the more I preserve myself. Okay, so that just actually policy me being a type 2, being a self-preservation, because type 2 struggle with caring for themselves, self-love. That's been a thing, right? Type 2 struggle with that. I struggle with that so much. But me being a self-preservation dominant could also be balanced for me. But what I'm supposed to say actually is me being a self-preservation would help the society at large, the social setting, in all interacting. This types here, they all work. They all call exist. They're all more complicated than that can participate without the effort. It's just because not giving importance with self-preservation could kill your social. So you need to be self-preservation too. And also you couldn't really self-preservation if you're not gonna think about your passions. If you're not gonna be an SX, you're gonna lose motivation and preserving yourself. There's a needed for balance and stuff like that. And you couldn't self-preserve, right? That's your motivation, right? That's my motivation. You can't love that. You can just be, you can eventually be preserving yourself and be social, because it's part of your purpose as well. And yeah, you can just stop out yourself being social. You have to really move forward. That's just your goal. Ikigai. I just found that word, right? Ikigai. So it says about what it is, what brings about stability. I think that's about self-preservation thought. What's your passion like ethics? And then what helps other people as well. I think that's just all important aspects of finding Ikigai, your purpose. And I have my Ikigai to a lot of things, not just one. I have a lot of things going on that I found ikigai event. So I hope that this tiny vlog of mine talked about like little about myself will eventually help others find themselves there. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here.